Hi guys, and welcome to your weekly horoscope for Monday the 28th of September going through until Sunday the 4th of October 2020. Thanks for joining me. Before I do the weekly horoscope, I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who watches me and who subscribes to the channel and who supports me here on YouTube and Patreon and my other social media platforms like Twitter and Instagram. I really appreciate it, and thank you guys for not judging me. Last week I did a weekly horoscope, and when I'm not in a good place, certain things can really trigger me, like things that I would usually rise above, that wouldn't really bother me so much. And last week I was having a hard time, and I wanted to do the horoscope rather than not do it, and I was a little bit off, so thank you for understanding, and I really appreciate that. And things are looking up now a lot, so that's really good news. And yeah, I just want to say a big thank you to you guys, because I love doing these videos, and thanks for watching and thanks for understanding. I really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. So this weekly horoscope is for all signs of the zodiac. It's based on UK time, and I'm going to go through each day to give you an idea of what the energy is about and what you'll be working with. I've had a look at each day, and the big theme that's arisen is that it's a really mixed bag when it comes to relationships this week. So some days are crystal clear and there's no stopping you, and other days are a little bit fuzzy and you're going to have to try and navigate a little bit more carefully. So I'm going to give you a rundown and see which is which. Yeah, so Monday the 28th of September, we have the moon going into Pisces at 3:35 in the afternoon. So immediately there's a lot of water in the chart. You're connected, you're spiritually aware, you're connected to other people and quite receptive. The Pisces moon then forms a trine with Mercury and Scorpio, so the communication planet is in the sign of Scorpio at the moment. Mercury in Scorpio likes to get to the emotional truths of things and likes to face difficult stuff so that it can be healed and transformed into something positive. So with the Pisces moon, you're quite sensitive. The Mercury in Scorpio addition is a little bit much, because a lot of people will feel the need to kind of be a bit sarky or passive aggressive or get their feelings out during a Mercury in Scorpio. And with the Pisces moon, you're just much more likely to be hurt by that kind of thing. So be aware of the potential for that on Monday. The Pisces moon also quincunxes the sun in Libra, so there is a big connection with other people and a big focus on your relationships at the moment. It's something you're interested in. Venus is in Leo and trines Mars in Aries. So the personal planets, Venus, the female planet of love and romance and beauty in Leo, is big and wants you to really honor yourself. Big ego, can be. And Mars in Aries is a brute. I mean, Mars in Aries is very happy. Mars rules Aries, first sign of the zodiac, ramming things out of your way, being in charge, self-propelling, saying this is what I want out of life and I'm not going to take no for an answer. So both the personal planets are a bit much. They're both in fire signs, so there's a lot going on in here. And Venus also quincunxes Saturn in Capricorn. That's the foundation, structure, work, security. It's like the Emperor in the Tarot. How can I make my life more secure and reliable through my own efforts? And Saturn goes direct on this day, so it appears to be moving forwards again. So the image that comes to mind with Saturn going direct is like when you have a backyard and you're putting down cement squares to create a path. It's like putting those blocks down so that you're fleshing out a path. You're really making a strong path there, and that you're making it easier to walk that path in future, because you put these kind of plates down and you can walk that path in your garden without getting your shoes muddy, and that will be there for the foreseeable future. And Saturn direct in Capricorn wants you to apply yourself and wants you to look at how you can make your life more secure and comfortable. You know, for a lot of people, that's the only main thing in life. The only thing I need is to be completely independent, to make loads of money, so I never need to ask anyone for anything, and that I have my own place and I can do everything for myself. So if you're someone who really needs to, you have this drive to make that happen, that's going to be really strong on Monday the 28th, which means you can get a lot of stuff done. You are connected spiritually and emotionally, so you can trust your gut and your feelings. Be aware of resentments that may come up. And if you find yourself being a little bit passive aggressive or mean, or the resentment kind of comes out, then just watch for that. It's not going to help. With Mercury in Scorpio, the only way a negative conversation is going to be useful if you're clearing things up between a friend with a view to transform the relationship and make it better. If you're having a go at the guy at the shop because you don't think the customer service is good enough, then that's not going to affect the required change that you're trying to create. Okay, so just kind of zip it if you are just being if you're misdirecting your anger particularly. Oh, and also remember, because of Venus and Mars, you are going to feel certain of yourself on Monday. You know where you're going in life. Things are black and white. They're really, really clear. So anyone who's standing in your way or you feel is deliberately obstructing you, you're really going to make that a focus and a target of your feelings. So if you find yourself villainizing someone or demonizing someone in your life and making them responsible for all your problems, you've really galloped off in the wrong direction. And also think of it vice versa from other people's perspective. Yeah. So other people may be a little bit, they may come on too strong or may kind of project their anger onto you for no reason. So it's helpful to you to kind of say, okay, I don't think they mean everything they say. This really isn't about me. And that's important to kind of be able to differentiate, because then you don't have to get upset about something that has nothing to do with you. Okay. Tuesday, the 29th of September, we've got the Sun in Libra opposing Chiron in Aries. That's really an interesting opposition. The Sun in Libra is the time of year we're in. Happy birthday, Libras. It's about looking at things from different points of view, overcoming obstacles, connecting with others, being fair, loving love, having an appreciation for the finer things and the most beautiful things in life. And Chiron in Aries, this asteroid in the sign of the Ram, saying you do things independently. There's an opposition between, do I do things myself and just for myself, or do I connect with other people? And the answer is both. Use your charm and your charisma to affect your relationships and to kind of direct them a little bit, to use your energy to make them go the way you want to. I'll elaborate on that in a second. Mars in Aries squares Saturn in Capricorn, so there's real friction between these two big boys here in the chart. Mars, the soldier in Aries, and Saturn, the king, the emperor, the boss, the father, in the sign of Capricorn, saying work, work, work. And Mars says, if you want it, you've got to go do it yourself. So there's a real drive from within to get things done. So this is all very serious, this energy. I would try to lighten things up a little bit, to see the bright side of life, to have fun, to deliberately inject some humor into this, because these signs really aren't known for their comedy skills. The Sun in Libra, no, not really. Aries, nope, it's more action rather than telling jokes. And Saturn in Capricorn, I mean, it's the foundations of your house. It's the basement. It's not very funny. So you've got to kind of see the day with a bit of levity, okay? Because the environment isn't going to be super light and joyous. There's a lot of water and earth floating around. So you be the fun energy, you be the light, okay? If you decide to go about Tuesday that way and say, I'm going to inject some levity into this, you're already hitting the jackpot. That's what I feel intuitively anyway. The Pisces moon conjunct Neptune in Pisces, so the water moon sits on top of the water planet in the sign that it rules, Pisces. So super intuitive still and really, really connected to everything. So really feeling a lot. And the moon also conjuncts Jupiter in Capricorn. So working on the things that feel important and that feel like you have a drive and a desire to achieve these things. Those should get a lot of your attention and focus and energy, because you're really able to make great changes on Tuesday. So any situations that you get into where there are other people involved and you're able to use your personality and charm to get ahead, that's going to really, really be biased heavily in your favor. So open your mouth, shine, sparkle. People will love you, okay? You put your best foot forward today, and it's really time for you to shine. So any opportunity to kind of present to an audience or to interview for a position for a potential new employer, or to persuade and influence others, either through a presentation or workshop or class or something, those opportunities, you should use those immediately and really grab them. You can also use your social skills to improve your relationships and your circumstances. So you can make friendships better, you can use your people skills to kind of get the right job, to earn more money, and to change your circumstances. This is really a day to make connections which benefit you. And you're really able to navigate the people in your life on Tuesday very, very well. So even if you feel like you're not the most sociable person or you don't have the most amazing social skills, Tuesday you'll find that you naturally shine. Yeah, so if you're an introvert, use the day to come out of your shell. It's really a good opportunity to get other people to say, aren't you wonderful? We want to see you thrive and succeed. Okay. Wednesday, the 30th of September, we have the Pisces moon still conjuncting Neptune in Pisces. So Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. The symbol is two fish kind of looking at each other, meeting. And it's this world looking at the next world. And kind of getting ready to see what you're doing on a spiritual level. Neptune is the manifestation planet. If you can feel it and dream it and think it, tapping into that and kind of holding a space in your mind allows you to just realize it in a real world way. So on Wednesday, you really take a dive into this pool of the inner world of your emotions, your fantasies, your ideal life. You're really, really in touch with that on Wednesday. The moon sextiles Pluto, the death planet, death and rebirth, transformation and change. So that puts pressure on. It immediately says these are the dreams and this is how you can change them. So immediately it's like, if you do something, you can make things better. Okay, thanks Pluto. Then Saturn in Capricorn, you can actually do this. That's what Saturn says. If you make an effort, you can actually make this a real thing. So Saturn really encourages you. And it quincunxes Venus in Leo, excuse me. So the planet of love, beauty, creativity in Leo, saying you deserve it. You really deserve every good thing in your life. So Wednesday may be a kind of weird, existential, kind of angsty day for you. Because you have these really strong notions on what you need to get out of life and what you deserve. And if your circumstances don't reflect that, you could get really emotional about it and say, why isn't this working? I've worked so hard, I've tried. So you can't force something that isn't there, but if you feel let down by the circumstances you're in or where you've got to in life, you really need to give yourself a break, okay? You can't wave a magic wand and suddenly transform your studio apartment into a palace. And it's not fair on you to demand that of yourself. You're trying your best. If it was that easy to live in a palace, then you'd be doing it. I mean, just as an example. You know, so you're doing the best you can, and just because you're being mean to yourself doesn't mean you're going to get it done any quicker. So if you haven't achieved everything you want in life, hello, welcome to reality. That's everybody. Relax. You can make progress today by keeping a positive frame of mind and focusing on your hopes and dreams, and with Pluto saying, okay, I'll tweak it, I could do more than this, and really fleshing it out in your mind's eye. And it's like a vision board in your mind's eye. If you're really visual and you want to actually see it, then get a magazine, cut the pictures out, make a little collage, stick it on your fridge so you can see it all the time. And realize that you're not the only one who has got something to work towards. If anything, be happy that at least you've got some dreams and certain things that you want to achieve in life, and that you've got something to work towards. Other people have completely given up. So that in itself, if you feel like you're falling short, that's kind of a sign that you're on the right track and that you're being the best. You're doing your best. The only thing I'm kind of getting to watch out for is that you may be a bit of a diva with yourself, because Venus is in Leo and it'll say, oh, look at you. You don't deserve this. You deserve much better. And if you kind of really buy into that and feel like the world suddenly has to hand you things on a silver platter, you can throw a temper tantrum and stomp your feet and cry. But the only thing that's going to affect is that you have a bad time on the day, that you upset yourself, and then you're just making it more difficult, because then you have to pull yourself together and get back on track. Whereas if you just say, okay, this is where I am, this is where I want to be, fine, let's see how we can get there. It's much more practical. Yeah, so if you do feel a little bit wobbly and a little bit disappointed in yourself, then especially be nice to yourself on Wednesday. And always, yeah, not just on Wednesday, always be nice to yourself. Okay, first day of October. Thursday, the 1st of October, the moon moves into Aries at 2:48 in the morning, so that's really promising. First day of the new month, and the moon goes from the last sign of the zodiac, Pisces, into the first sign of the zodiac, Aries, and that really puts the fire in you again, and it's like, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's achieve, let's do things. And on Thursday, we have a full moon in Aries, so I'll make a separate video on this. The full moon happens at a certain moment, so I always just look at the aspect it makes and the other planets, how they influence the moon, and what this energy is all about. The full moon energy, as far as I'm concerned, usually lasts for about 3 days. So the 30th, Thursday the 1st, and Friday the 2nd. This is called the harvest moon, and it takes place at 9:06 in the evening. So yeah, I'll go into more details. But a full moon is when the moon is fully lit up. It lets go of its energy and it showers you with the energy of the sign that it's in. So it's in Aries, so you get loads of fiery Aries energy. And it just says, hey, you're capable, you're confident, you're amazing, go for it, push. So you'll feel this immense sense of natural drive and fun, actually, and enthusiasm come into your life now. So you don't need to make such an effort to see things from a positive kind of angle. Thursday, things become much more fun, naturally. The Aries moon also conjuncts Chiron in Aries, so the wounded healer in the same sign. It quincunxes Mercury in Scorpio, so the emotional side of things is still built in, and it opposes the sun in Libra. Okay. So the time to cajole and influence other people is now over on Thursday. Any attempts to do things like that, to kind of push people in a certain way or to flatter them to get what you want, that's not going to be met with a sense of humor. People aren't going to be smiling and appreciating that. It's going to be, get back, leave me alone. And you may even be accused of trying to manipulate people if you're trying to steer them in a positive way. It's just not going to go down very well, okay? So try and not impose yourself or press other people to do things you want, and just leave them to it. Taking action to heal broken relationships are really, really likely to go wrong, because the anger is going to come up again, and especially if you're being a little bit pushy, that's really not going to go down well. So there's this weird kind of still kind of angsty, existential crisis kind of energy from the day before. And if you're trying to patch things up with another person, they kind of, it's like a dog, they can smell your fear. It's like they can kind of sense that you're pushing this or you want it too much, so they'll retaliate, or they're going to be really likely to. So instead, focus on what you can do independently. It's one of those times where your energy is really large, and you may think, okay, I need to spread this as far and wide as possible. But it's actually a good time to reflect and to look at your role and what the part you've had in your own life, where it's got you to, and where you want to go. So that focus is going to help you make changes really, really easily. When you approach things differently, you get different results. So you take different actions and you get different outcomes. It's a really good day to grow up, to become self-reliant and not to depend on the approval of others. By growing up, I mean that you are able to kind of rise above certain things because you've got experience behind you. You know you can do certain things. You can trust yourself to be able to function in different settings. It's really knowing yourself and saying, I'm okay. So that's really good, this I'm okay and I don't need other people's approval. It really frees you up to pursue things that you enjoy and that you want in life. And that really is freedom. So if you're someone who constantly needs to depend on other people for your energy and for a sense of security and safety, you're able to shrug that off, and that's going to reveal you underneath all of that. So that's a really important day for people who cannot assert themselves, or you don't know what you're supposed to do, you don't know what your life purpose is, you don't know what you're good at work-wise, you don't know what you love and enjoy. Thursday the 1st is a really good day to check in with yourself And this full moon in Aries, the harvest moon, brings this fiery energy up, and you're really able to see, wow, this is something that would motivate and inspire me. You're able to rediscover yourself here on Thursday the 1st of October, or to discover yourself for the very first time ever, and it's completely independent of everybody else. It's all about you. On Friday the 2nd of October, we have Venus going into Virgo. So Venus, the planet of love, in Virgo becomes critical. She observes, she steps back, and she looks at what is good and honest and has integrity. And she's also an earth sign, so Virgo can get focused on appearances, the way things look, the way things appear. The sun is in Libra, and Libra is ruled by Venus. So the Venus in Virgo being quite critical, the sun in Libra, so your relationships may inherently contain some criticism. That quincunxes Uranus and Taurus, the unexpected and miraculous. The moon is in Aries, so you still have that drive to do things independently. It squares Jupiter and Pluto. No, Jupiter and Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn, so the three outer planets. And there's friction between doing things independently versus all of these blocks and influences in your existing life. And it also conjuncts Mars and Aries. So you're not just driven to succeed, it's really all pervasive. Me, I do, I go, therefore I am. So that powerful energy is blended perfectly by the sun in Libra here on Friday the 2nd, and you have a huge amount of personal drive and fire, but you're able to get on well with other people. So it's the perfect day to teamwork. Any joint ventures are really supported on Friday the 2nd, so anything you can do with other people is likely to go really, really well. And all the emotional work that you've been doing this week, that's actually paying off, because it's likely that you've got really good people in your life at the moment, and you know who your friends are, and you know who's interested in doing something new, and you know who you can rely on. So Friday the 2nd, great things come from collaborations. You may achieve things together with another person that you could never even dream of doing by yourself. So it's important to let other people chip in and to let the ideas kind of flow, because you will be inspired. Other people have good ideas, and you should join forces with others to really maximize your potential on Friday the 2nd. So again, if you struggle working with other people or getting the point across, getting other people to know what you're doing, this is a great day to market yourself, to publicize what you're doing, to call friends and say, I've got an idea for a new venture or business. Are you interested in joining me? And anything that starts on Friday the 2nd is really likely to be a positive long-term force for good in your life. If you find yourself working on something that you absolutely adore on Friday the 2nd, think about who in your life would be suitable to come into this with you, and who could make an even greater contribution than what you're making already. So you really have an appreciation of other people's ideas and views on Friday, and that allows for a lovely team working environment, brainstorming and really creating great ideas as a group. Saturday the 3rd, we've got the moon going into Taurus at 3:14 in the afternoon. So the moon in Taurus is also ruled by Venus. Venus, the planet of love, Aphrodite, and the moon moved into another sign on Monday, the 28th, also at 3 in the afternoon. So it's kind of like what is it that we're looking for here? And the moon in Taurus really gives you an understanding of the physical. So if Virgo is somewhat superficial, then Taurus is totally sensual and into looks and into the way things feel and luxury and comfort. So the moon into Taurus really brings your energy right down, and it's like, my space, my security, mine. The Taurus moon then trines Venus in Virgo. Virgo ruled by Mercury, the communication planet. Communication planet being in Scorpio. So there's criticism and analysis and really listening and understanding things, but also having an emotional response. So again, don't get overly judgmental. You don't have all the answers, even if it seems that way on Saturday. Mercury in Scorpio quincunxes Chiron in Aries. So if you do feel like you know everything and everything that ever could be, you may miss an opportunity and you may shoot yourself in the foot. So avoid being a know-it-all on Saturday. The good things are that you are really, really observant on Saturday and somewhat critical. So if you're a book editor, go through your pages and make sure you find all the errors. You'll see them like never before. And also if you're trying to suss something out which you can't get your head around, or you can't make a clear decision, you can't kind of get a gut feeling for what's right and what's wrong, look at that on Saturday and you'll just know. You'll know. I assess the information, I download it, sort the good from the bad, ta-da, here's meaning. Okay, you're a meaning-making machine on Saturday. So use that insight into doing work, okay, and really where a good eye is needed. Like evaluate some diamonds for crystal clarity and cut and color and all of that stuff. So I think you know what I mean. Use your analytical, critical skills to really affect practical changes. We all know how criticism goes down usually with other people. So if you do feel the need to criticize other people today, just be aware that most people really don't want to hear it unless you kind of know that person and it's genuinely constructive. Like if you're saying to a person on YouTube, hey, look at the camera lens, it'll be much better. So that's constructive. So rather than me staring up there, someone says, look at the lens, that's constructive criticism. And that kind of thing is helpful. But even if you're trying to be helpful like that, it's not going to go down very well. You know, sometimes people can just get the wrong end of the stick. So if you're trying to be helpful via criticism, just hold off a little bit and ask to be consulted first. Because even if it is genuinely constructive, you're not going to win. Avoid gossip. It's going to spread like wildfire on a day like Saturday, and people's feelings can genuinely get hurt. If you see someone you like, I put here, marry immediately. Because if you meet someone that you like on Saturday, it's so unlikely that if you meet someone who's like, oh, amazing, I just love the personality and the whole package, then you know that person is a keeper. Because you're really, really hard to please on Saturday, the 3rd of October, okay? So again, if you need to just try and use these to your advantage. So if someone plays you all the time and they just manipulate you, or they think they can just make fun of you and you never stand up for yourself, Saturday is another great day where you're just like, I see right through you and this isn't actually funny. Can we move on? So standing up for yourself is really good. But I'm telling you to keep an open mind because you don't want to get too critical or you're telling everyone what to do. But no, it doesn't work. Sunday, the 4th of October, we have the moon still in Taurus and it conjunct Uranus in Taurus now. So by being focused on the physical, beauty, looks, love, money, your environment, your surroundings, great things can come out of that. It trines Jupiter in Capricorn, so good luck is in the mix. And it sextiles Neptune in Pisces. So make sure that you keep manifesting what it is you want. Oops. So if you see yourself, or earlier in the week, if you did the vision board or you are trying to manifest certain things, really make sure you keep that in your mind's eye here on Sunday, because over the weekend, I really think you can manifest one or two or more of your hopes and dreams and desires, and your dreams really can come true. The moon also opposes Mercury in Scorpio, so a feeling of security and comfort versus difficult feelings. So now there's a real ability to control both the physical and the emotional, intangible stuff. So you really feel kind of in charge of things. And Pluto goes direct. So Pluto, the planet of transformation, seems to be moving forward. So you can really affect great change now in your life by taking physical, practical action. So there's a great sense of peace and serenity and just being comfortable and at ease with yourself and other people. There's also a great deal of sensuality and appreciation for beauty floating around. Dreams can come true. Love and intimacy are real things which you can actually experience and which can be really, really life-changing. So if you are open-minded, or even if you're not, if you're like, okay, I'm going to go to this party and I'm going to use my critical abilities to really suss out who I want to speak to and who I don't. He looks stupid, he looks great, she doesn't look whatever, da 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 da. Even if you're like that, if you run into someone and you get to know them and if you like them, then really just do marry immediately. Just get that person's number, okay? They are a keeper. Because if you have that attitude, you're not going to like anybody. So if you find someone that you adore over the weekend, then that's someone who just works for you. And their little habits and ways of being on this planet are things that please you, even when you're at your most critical. In a judgy way. Yeah. So if the 2 days together with the moon in Taurus, because you're so attracted to the way things are and look and feel, if you do fall in love with someone or something, it's a new relationship that you can trust, because any of the red flags that sometimes you miss, you're not going to miss on Sunday. So also Saturday, Sunday, if you meet someone and you really like them, but suddenly the critical red flag raises itself and it says, I do like this person, but something doesn't feel quite right, then you can also trust that. Trust your gut. Yeah, do the same thing. If you find that you're suddenly into reading or painting, or you meet someone who is a great potter or skier or something, and you do it with them and you find a love for this new activity, keep an eye on it, pay attention. Whatever you fall in love with over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, is something that you're always going to fall in love with. So it's likely to be a long-term relationship in your future. Okay, so that's a real gift that comes in by the weekend. And that's what I get for the week. I hope you have a lovely week ahead. If you would like a personal reading with me, then please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, there's a button, it says book your reading. Just click on that to order your reading with me. In my personal readings, I use astrology, and to draw up your chart, the way I've been looking at the chart this week, I need your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth to draw up your natal chart, okay? Once I have your natal chart, I can see everything about you. Your gifts when it comes to career, your life purpose, your relationships, money, health, traveling, career, hopes and dreams, friendships, spirituality, spiritual development and growth, personal development. Can answer any questions you've got. So if you would like a reading with me, then get in touch via the website. If you don't have the time of birth for your chart, that's quite an important piece of info, because the chart changes every 4 minutes. It alters, okay? If you don't have the time of birth, then order a chart rectification with me. That's a process where I work out your time of birth. You send me 10 or more life events, like a marriage or divorce or birth of a child, graduation, move, new career, all of that stuff. I can work out your time of birth, and that's really important. Then I have an accurate snapshot of this guy at the moment you were born, and I can't answer your questions. So if you're interested in that, then get in touch. If you like this video, please hit subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and share the video online. Have an amazing week, and I'll speak to you next week.